Well, everybody, welcome into Tiger Talks Wrestling. Not your normal way we would start this, but everything that's gone down this week, you have to start with a little moment of silence there. Unfortunately, we've lost the great middle-aged and crazy Terry Funk himself, and unfortunately, very unfortunate, we lost the Eater of Worlds himself, Bray Wyatt, as well at the tender age of 36. We'll talk quite a bit about those two guys as we go on. We're here for AEW's All in London tomorrow. I want to go through the matches they've got scheduled for the show. We'll kind of get through that quick, and then afterwards get some comments and stuff out of the way for Bray and Terry Funk. But you can't start it any other way than with that little spot there, I felt. So
yeah.
We get anybody in to join us at any point, and you guys want to leave any memories or anything to do with Bray Wyatt, Terry Funk, or even, as Eddie mentioned, we've seen Bob Barker passed away earlier today as well. So very tough week for wrestling, even though
I didn't even notice
All in London show tomorrow.
I didn't notice my shirt says All In too, but it's a New York Yankee playoff T-shirt.
I kind of noticed.
Oops.
Right.
Not trying to do self-promotion.
Little quaint. It works though, right?
Yeah. Oh, quick note. I think I found out, before we do the All In, I think I found out, being the broadcast journalist that I am, everybody wanted to know the origin of the former Hardcore Championship that Vince McMahon gave to Mick Foley in '98. I found out that belt was a replica of when the Ultimate Warrior always used to like to change his belt straps. He had a white one and a blue one. If you look up, you watch the match with Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy from SummerSlam 01. When Rob Van Dam put the belt up, you can see the blue where the nameplates used to be for the old Eagle Wings Championship.
It's interesting.
Yeah. If anybody wants to see that, look at that match. It was a great match, but if you see it and you put a picture of the Ultimate Warrior with that blue belt, it's the same belt, but destroyed because Vince wanted to give Warrior what he wanted, but he didn't want to ruin the original Eagles wings. So I did my broadcast journalist. I felt like Bobby the Brain Heenan, but with not white hair.
It works.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I know this is not about All In, but I just wanted people to know I looked into it.
All right. Hey, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
A little journalism there.
Oh, yeah.
All In and talk about the buy-in. A little spoiler alert here. If you haven't seen the spoilers or know what's going to happen on Collision tonight, then tune off this right now because you're not going to want to hear this. But
yeah,
Hook returns on Collision tonight, and off of his return, he is going to be in a match in the buy-in tomorrow for All In, going up against Jack Perry for the FTW Championship.
Okay, so my opinion, Jack Perry is going to lose the title because it's going to be an all ECW. It's going to be a stipulation, anything goes, and all that stuff, that every ECW wrestler that's available is going to basically crush Jack Perry, and Hook will be, the second two-time FTW champion. Did his father win it twice or no?
I think I won't swear to it without looking it up, but I think so. I think Taz did win it twice.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I think Taz technically won it once, but he was the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be an ECW full with Hook. I mean, it's an ECW championship that's been around for years.
Yeah. I agree. I got Hook winning back the FTW title here. Yeah. I didn't see Jack Perry walking around with that title any longer, really.
No.
He should. Just honestly.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Eddie.
It was something like, all right, we're just going to give it to Jack Perry so Hook could take some time off.
Right. If Jack Perry really wants a singles title, there's other options for him to go after instead of just this FTW title. He's really better than that title.
Yeah.
No offense to the guys that have held it, but
yeah,
there's better options.
I would love to see him going up against Orange Cassidy.
Right. I'll let Jack be the one to take that title off of Orange.
Yeah. Isn't Orange Cassidy almost up to a year with that title?
Yeah, it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have a picture of that match because it hasn't technically been made yet, official, till Collision tonight.
So we're just doing this, people.
Hook
I forgot the cameras this way.
Hook did do more than just making an appearance on Collision, so I won't spoil the rest of what he did. But
yeah.
Now, the other match on the buy-in. Of course, the all-in buy-in, when this decides to cooperate here, starts at 12 Eastern time for us, Eastern.
Oh, good Lord! I gotta get back from church quick to watch that.
I'll be at work, so I ain't gonna be watching it.
Yeah, I know. I'll text you the winners.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the biggest.
I'm not watching pay-per-view. I can't afford it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people really could afford to buy 2 weeks in a row. They got all in tomorrow and all out next.
Yeah, that's just insane.
Yeah, it is. But this is the biggest match that's been promoted for the all-in buy-in. 0 hour, sorry, I guess they're actually calling it. They changed the name of it. It seems like almost every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got, of course, the best friends, if you want to call them that, so as to speak, the main event of All In, teaming up together. Adam Cole and MJF, the world champ, facing off against Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
Okay, so first of all, I see two of the most electrifying moves in all of sports entertainment going to go down: the clothesline and the kangaroo kick. They will go down. I gotta see how MJF is going to do that. But I still see Aussie Open keeping the titles, because why would you put titles on two guys when you know at the end of the night one of them is going to turn heel? when you know at the end of the night.
More than likely, yeah.
And it's going to be better than you,
Yeah,
baby. I feel like the way I've been watching it for a while now, I feel like it's going to be Adam Cole because he has that Stone Cold Steve Austin way, like when he joined forces with McMahon. It sounds like that, but look how MJF was calm, but Adam Cole couldn't handle the questions. That's when you know it's going to be Adam Cole, baby. Screwing MJF.
Yeah. The thing is, I could see them giving the tag titles, the Ring of Honor tag titles to MJF and Adam Cole and kind of building up to that turn in the main event still. But then where do you go from there with those Ring of Honor tag team titles?
You're going to make a tournament?
Because they're not going to team up together as the champions after one of them turns on the other.
No. I mean, you will have to do a tournament.
Probably knowing Tony Khan, he loves his tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, this one's really tricky because
I think, like you said, we will see the kangaroo kick and we'll see the double clothesline, but
yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to give the titles to MJF and Adam Cole. It's like you, I think.
What'd you say?
I just feel like you said, at the end of the night, probably. You got me now?
Yeah, I
like you were saying, at the end of the night, I feel like Adam Cole's going to be the one to turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got something I was hoping would help with that, but I haven't gotten it fully hooked up yet.
No, it's fine. No, or maybe they win it, and then you have the Kingdom start something.
Maybe. I don't know.
This one's a little tricky because this one's a little tricky. Like, do you put the titles on two guys that are going to fight at the end of the night, and one of them might turn on one another, or you keep it on Aussie Open and you figure out what to do because it's like Aussie Opens is a legit team. These guys are two singles. You know, it's like, where do you go?
Right.
Like, where do you go?
Yep. I don't know. I feel like they should just leave them on Aussie Open and let Aussie Open's reign continue and breathe.
Yeah.
They've looked pretty dominant in their matches they've had on AEW programming against the Hardys and against who was the other team they beat?
The Humping Eagles.
Think of it at the moment, but something like that.
Yeah, that's what I call the guy because you were doing. Yeah,
they've looked pretty dominant.
Yeah, the Humping Eagles.
Yeah, Brothers A and
All
Ego Ethan Page.
Oh yeah.
I'll go with Aussie Open to retain, anyways. I could see it going the other way, but it'd make more sense to keep them on Aussie Open somehow.
Yeah, most definitely.
Maybe even have Radia, the King, or the Kingdom cost Adam Cole and MJF.
Yeah. Tony Khan had a good idea, but now because sometimes I think he overbooks himself. Because if you want to start one story, why would you want to put titles on them? Why would you want to put titles on two guys that are going to wrestle at the end of the night and supposedly one's going to turn? I mean, it makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's been done before, but...
Oh, yeah. It has.
Go away. Need this to cooperate with me. Wait. That's not the match I wanted, though.
The wonderful world of internet.
There it was. I know. Aha, there we go. All right, now for the show proper, if you will. We're all in. First match we're going to talk about might be one of the biggest matches on the card. The third match in the trilogy, as we got the Young Bucks. Where's Kevin when you need him? Going up against FTR for the AEW World Tag Team titles in a rubber match.
Oh, wow. First of all, this is going to be a great match. You got two generations of great talent in FTR, and then you got the Young Bucks, or Generation Me.
Yeah.
Or
as Kevin would Young Bucks.
Yeah. Hands down, I would love to see FTR win, because I feel like they are cementing their legacy as one of the dominant tag teams in the world of wrestling. I mean, they're in territories right now with like the Dudleys and the Steiners, who went to other promotions, and the Road Warriors that went to other promotions and dominated the tag team division. I gotta go with FTR. Young Bucks are really good, but right now, do they need another championship to cement their legacy? Their legacy is already cemented. Hell, they're the ones that started all this with AEW. I mean, they are executives, you know. I mean, I think that they already proved that they could run a company, even if they're not world champions. But I'm going with FTR. But yeah, we already know the other issue with one of them in FTR. But you know, it should not. This should be a good match.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a great match. I'm a bigger fan of FTR than I am the Bucks, to be honest. But something inside me just says Young Bucks are winning the tag team titles here. They've been without the tag team titles for quite a long time, honestly. FTR's held those titles for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
So something inside me I just feel like this is where Tony Khan's going to be like, oh, here's this. You guys can have the tag team titles because you didn't get to keep after everything that happened a year ago at Brawl Out, if you will.
Yeah.
They had to drop the 6-man tag titles. They eventually win them back very briefly. So I feel like this will probably be like Tony Khan's way of saying, oh, you're in my good graces now. Here's the World Tag Team titles. Let's see what you can do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some new tag teams for the Young Bucks to face as tag team champions too that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, the promotion
of that's the route they're going to go. FTR's beaten just about every tag team they put in front of them. So,
by the way, the promotional poster, they all look like they look serious. FTR, the Gun Bucks look like they just had a bad burrito.
Don't they know? We'll say, yeah, Bucks kind of turned things personal in their sit-down interview on Dynamite this past week.
Oh, yes, they did.
FTR was trying to keep it special, but... All right, what do we got next?
It will eventually lead to a 6-man with the Elite versus CMFTR.
It should. Whether or not it will, we'll see. But wow. Oh, there it goes. Thought you lost me. Bray Wyatt's trying to make an appearance, I guess. Blacking out my brain.
Uh-oh. He wants us to follow the buzzards.
Or maybe it was just because of what match we're talking about next.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, fatal 4-way match we got for the AEW Women's World Championship. 2 former AEW Women's World Champions, of course, in there, the current champ, and then one of the former WWE Women's Champions, Divas Champions, if you will. Saraya's homecoming. Toni Storm, of course, being her Outcast teammate. Britt Baker, we all know what she can do. Hikaru Shida, the world champion, women's world champion. Who you got win this one, Eddie?
Okay, so I got a woman that really deserves not to be lost in the shuffle in AEW. I got Saraya. She's from Norwich, England, I think, if I'm correct. And what a way to come home is to win your first title since you had your last title in WWE. So I got Saraya winning and pinning Toni Storm.
Oh, that would be interesting.
And I'll tell you why.
So yeah, I agree with you partially on it. Okay, go ahead.
I'll tell you why. I feel like the Outcast should be just Toni Storm and Ruby Soho. You know, because I don't see deception, but Toni Storm's a little crazy right now. But, you know, who knows if she's going to turn.
She is.
Yeah, she's crazy. Yeah, she's crazy right now, but just saying, it will even mean if Saraya wins it, you know, the Outcast will turn on her.
Right. More than likely.
Yeah.
So I agree with you partially. I got Saraya winning too. I feel like they're in her home country. What better way than to have her win the title there? I like your thinking of her pinning Toni Storm. There's going to be definitely issues between her and Toni Storm, no matter what, if Saraya wins the title here. But I think Saraya might pin Britt Baker, actually, to win the match.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I feel like they got to make Shida look good still, so I don't think Shida's taking the fall at all. Honestly.
No. You know, Shida is a great champ. You know, she's a great champion during the pandemic. But I feel like it's just we gave you the title because we wanted you to feel because you were important during the pandemic, and now that people can see you winning a live crowd, here's the championship.
Right.
But I have a spoiler.
I feel like Ruby Soho. Go ahead.
I have a spoiler.
Well, go ahead with your spoiler.
Maybe at All Out we'll have a triple threat match for the AEW Women's Championship. Champ Saraya versus Toni Storm versus the returning Thunder Rosa.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Be very interesting. Could happen too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you see, I don't think Ruby Soho is really going to play much of a factor in this match. She seems to have her hands full with Chris Statlander, who I think she'll end up having a match against at All Out.
Yeah.
More than likely for Stat's title. But it should be a fun 4-way match between these 4 ladies. So as long as they give them enough time to do what they need to.
Yeah,
especially since this is the only women's card match on.
That's insane.
Yeah. All right. So the next match. I don't know if I'll be able to find the picture for the next match, honestly. The updated one, anyway. We might just have to talk about it. All right. I'll see if I can find it a different way. Fun of changing matches within the week of the show.
I know. And apparently changing wrestlers' names now.
Huh?
Did you hear last night when I was watching Rampage? Ortiz is going by his Mike or Ortiz or something.
Mike Santana.
Yeah, Mike Santana. I never heard that before. Yeah, Mike Santana.
Yeah. No, they've never mentioned Mike before, just Santana. But
well, at least I know he's from the Bronx.
Well, nope, that's not going to work.
Yeah, at least I know he's from the Bronx, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah. That's not the match we're talking about yet, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting.
I didn't know which one we're looking at.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm trying to get the other one loaded once it decides to cooperate. Nope, that's the one I was trying to get rid of. That's the one I want. Bear with me here. As I mentioned last time we did one of these.
Yeah.
AEW isn't smart enough to post their match cards on their actual page like WWE is. So I'm going to do this a little differently.
AEW is slow.
Speaking of, we got to figure out. What were you saying about AEW?
It's slow. It's like, how you want people to see your wrestling card if you're not going to post it?
Right.
Somebody think of the children.
Exactly. All right. So here's the match I was looking for. You got the tag team coffin match. The Icon Sting teaming up with Darby Allin to go up against Swerve Strickland and the TNT champion, Cage, self-proclaimed, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was originally supposed to be AR Fox, but apparently from what I read yesterday, AR Fox told him pretty much last minute that he couldn't make the trip, which they were not happy about. So AR Fox got kicked out of Mogul Embassy, and now Christian's going to be in this match instead.
Yeah.
The only good thing is the rivalry is already there because Darby's in a rivalry with Swerve and Christian both, depending on which show you watch.
Yeah. Can we put that this is the worst match that was ever built? I mean, because I know they're just trying to build to Luchasaurus and, Darby at All Out. Don't care that it's a call for match. How many times you going to see Swerve and Darby Allin? Christian only wears turtlenecks now. And Sting is just insane.
Yep. That is.
I mean, I don't know. I wish I had a quarter I could flip and say, okay, heads or tails, who's going to win this one? But you got to go with the icon. It's the Stinger. Only if somebody interferes and he's rated R. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say the name because he hasn't decided yet. But yeah, I gotta go with the Stinger and Darby Allin.
Yeah, I gotta go with Sting and Darby too. I mean, they haven't lost a tag team match yet, and I personally don't feel like they're going to. Darby's got the huge TNT title match at All Out next week, so why would you have him and Sting lose this match?
Yeah, only if Christian, only if Christian knows Vampiro.
Yeah, perhaps. It should be interesting. I'm sure Luchasaurus and maybe even Brian Cage and Prince Nana will be out there involved in some way, shape, or form. But Sting and Darby will probably have Nick Wayne and not AR Fox.
Yeah.
Nick Wayne might be involved. So
yeah. I think this match is just to have the fans be like, oh, look, Sting can still wrestle.
Pretty much. Biggest show in pro wrestling history, as they coin it, has to have the icon as a part of it,
Okay. Yeah, they forget the other show was SummerSlam 92.
But this sold more tickets than SummerSlam 92 did in the same building.
Yeah, I mean, look at the roster back in 92.
I know, right?
Yeah, roster 92.
WWE was to go to Wembley now.
Yeah.
WWE was to go to Wembley Stadium now. They easily outsell them.
Yeah.
I feel like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, comment in the comment section. Up there. It's like put for it too.
Yeah.
There it goes. Yeah. Well, that's 054.
Yep.
Bray.
All right.
Like I said, we will talk more about Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk in a little bit. Yep, that's next match. Technology sometimes likes to be slow. Get to you later. Welcome in to everybody who is in the show right now. I see there's supposedly 4 people watching. Got any comments about Bray Wyatt, Terry Funk, or All In, or even Bob Barker, who passed away today? Feel free to put them in the chat section there. All right. Let's go there. And oops. So the next match is one of two trios matches, 6-man tag team matches I put there, but trios matches, as they call them. Probably, I can't really say the bigger one of the two, but it's got bigger names, I feel like, kind of, in a way. Anywho, you got the Golden Elite, Hangman Adam Page, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Bygod Omega going up against Bullet Club Gold members, Jay White, Robinson, and then Konosuke Takeshita.
Okay, so my prediction is that Chestnut and the Golden Elite are going to win because I like I like the whatever they call them. Bullet Cup Gold is going to win, and
Bullet Club Gold.
Elite, yeah, Bullet Cup Gold and Chestnut's going to win because the Golden Elite. I have a feeling it's eventually going to be a one-on-one match between Chestnut and Omega, and maybe it'll be the following week at All Out. Who knows with AEW, but these three gentlemen right here in the Golden Elite, they're established. I mean, Juice Robinson is, they're established. These guys are international stars. So Keshna, the guy's amazing. He just got to get rid of Don Callis, or Virus the Cyrus, or the Jackal, whatever the hell he calls himself now. And Jay White, my God, what a talent! Jay White, my God, what a talent he is that WWE messed up on, and they could have had him. But yeah, I see the Bullet Club going to Keshna winning, and then we finally get that one-on-one with Omega and Keshna All Out, or somewhere down the road.
Okay. I'm going to actually go the opposite way here. I do feel like, yes, probably at All Out we'll get Takeshita and Omega. But I think we'll probably get the Golden Elite picking up the win here. I agree completely with what you said about all these 6 guys. However, I just feel like the Golden Elite is the way they're going to go with this one. Whether it's Kenny pinning Juice or they just give Ibushi that push since it's only his second appearance really in AEW and have him get the win. But it still, I feel like, leads to Omega and Takeshita at All Out more than likely.
And I feel like All Out
whatever happens between those two in this match.
I feel like if Takeshita loses, it's going to be a stipulation that Kenny gets a match against Don Callis in a steel cage or something.
I could see him doing something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I get the full picture. Maybe. But should be a fun trios match between those 6 guys anyways.
Oh, yes, it will. And somebody has to chose Juice Robinson to stay off the coffee. Holy crap, he is so wired.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, that ain't gonna do nothing for me then. All right, I do need that picture. I'd seen it earlier. Ah, there it is. So now for what you were talking about. Once I get it to load here. Well, you're kind of bringing up one of the people in the match, anywho.
Mm-hmm.
You really just gonna send me that? Come on, you just can't make them bigger, apparently. Let's see, well, let me open it from there. Just that one. Aha, I did. Okay. I can see at the bottom of the screen which match is next, anyway. It's Stadium Stampede, which originally was supposed to be 6-on-6, but Ray Phoenix had some travel issues, couldn't make it. So instead, it's 5-on-5. You got Blackpool Combat Club, Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends, Penta Zero Miedo, and Eddie Kingston.
My boy Eddie Kingston.
How do you think this is going to play out, Eddie?
Okay, so Stadium Pin. I watched one of these one time. It is a fun thing to watch, but I think this is the first Stadium Stampede with a crowd. I think. So, I got Eddie Kingston, Best Friends, because Moxley's going to be the first one to bleed, because that's what he does now. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
and all that. And do you really want to injure Santana when he first came back from injury? You know, he's gonna try his best. But yeah, you don't want to injure a guy if he's still under contract. So I gotta go with Eddie Kingston, and it's gonna be at the end. It's gonna be him and Moxley, but I also see it going the other way, that it might be him and his arch rival, Cardio, because man, they hate each other so bad.
Yeah, they do. All right. I'm going to go the opposite way here. I feel like the Blackpool Combat Club came up in the losing end for Blood and Guts. So
Yeah.
this will be their way of getting a little bit of retribution. I mean, no, it's not the same exact team they're facing. And of course, they've got different teammates. But I just feel like this will give Blackpool Combat Club a needed victory in a match kind of like this. And Santana and Ortiz get a win and return back.
But
I don't think, however, this will be the end of Eddie Kingston and Claudio.
No, I don't see that either.
What were you saying?
And I do want that hat that Ortiz is wearing.
Right? It is a nice hat. I feel like Claudio and Eddie Kingston will have a Ring of Honor world title match at some point down the line still.
Yeah.
Maybe we see Santana or Ortiz, one of those two, pin one of the Best Friends to win the match.
Yeah.
Right. Should be an interesting Stadium Stampede anyways.
What I heard about Ray Phoenix, the reason why he can't go to London is because he's moving to the United States.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the rumor going around. That's why he's trying to get his visa status in the United States, so he don't want to travel back and forth. But yeah, what a way to write him off the way they did on Wednesday.
Right. That was definitely an interesting way to do it. All right. Next match we got. The only match that doesn't have a title or a stipulation to it. We got the Demo God, Chris Jericho, who'll have Sammy Guevara in his corner going up against Will Ospreay with Don Callis in his corner.
Oh, okay. Do you want? Okay, let me let you go first because mine's is a little crazy. So yeah, let me hear what your prediction of this match is, and I'll let you know what I think mine's is.
Okay. This one I feel like is a tough one to call. I mean, they had their interaction this past week on Dynamite. Ospreay mentioned how he's beaten Kenny Omega and he beat, was it a Bushi or some other big name over in Japan within this last few weeks. I just think that Will Ospreay actually might do what he predicted. I think he'll beat Chris Jericho here and get that big win to push his career even further, especially with that New Japan contract up in 6 months.
Yeah.
I think the sky's the limit for Will Ospreay, honestly, and I feel like Jericho's going to put him over, actually, for once.
Yeah. Okay, so we both got the winner right. I want Will Ospreay to win, but mine is a twist. First of all, it's going to be nice to hear Fozzy Jericho singing his own song down the ring. That's going to be going down the aisle. That's going to be pretty awesome. But here's my twist.
Right.
There's going to be a ref bump. And right in the middle when Jericho does the walls, Don Callis is going to distract he's going to be in the ring. He's going to distract Jericho. And then for some reason, Sammy Guevara is going to hit Jericho in the back of the head with the bat and join the Don Callis family.
That'd be interesting to see happen. I mean, it could. Sammy actually turn on Chris, who he's been in the corner of ever since AEW became a thing, pretty much. So,
because what made me think of this was this past Wednesday when Parker and the other guys are like, "Why are you with him? He turned on He turned on us to join John Callis, and the only reason why he said yes, and the only reason why he got attacked is because of that painting." And if you look, Sammy had this look on his face.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's still my friend, but I don't think Sammy's going to help because Sammy needs help right now. The fans are starting to cheer him again, but you still hear the boos. The way to do it is have Sammy join, and then Don Callis turns on him on Wednesday.
I like it. Give Sammy a different direction to go. Something
Yeah,
different to work with or play with, if you will.
because Don Callis is a moron, and he's like he's like the Jim Cornette of AEW.
Yeah, I guess you can go that route.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything about it, but yeah, I feel like Sammy's gonna turn, and then Callis will turn on him on Wednesday, or maybe have him be in it for a while, and then him and Jericho has a match at All Out next week to fill out a card that still hasn't had that much people. You know, either way, you got some twist there. But yeah, I got Will Ospreay winning. If he wins clean, that's cool. But knowing AEW, there have to be a swerve somewhere.
Right. That is true. All right.
I got to stop looking in depth into everything. Like, yeah, I think this is gonna happen, but I think it's gonna happen this way. God, I got to stop watching too much wrestling in that way. You know, like, what am I doing? It's just a sporting event. Get used to it.
Yeah. But it's fun to look at things that way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sometimes.
Like you said, Chris Jericho doesn't need this doesn't need this win. He's already established. What?
That he is.
He's the Ayatollah of rock and roller, baby. Mm-hmm.
That he is too. All right. Up next, you got the Ring of Honor World Television Champion going up against the real World's Champion, CM Punk, for that real World Championship.
I
don't rematch from the semifinals of the Owen Hart tournament.
I don't care. This is just to get CM Punk on the card. I feel like they could have did something better. I feel like this is. I understand you want Punk on the card. It's great. But when the hell did he become Ric Flair of 1991? Well, I'm the real world's champion. What, did Bobby Heenan write this from heaven?
Sure.
You know, like,
it's their way of having a world championship on both shows.
Yeah, it's like, for the love of God, I understand you want Punk to use that title that he never lost. But you could have did so much with Samoa Joe.
Right.
You know, Samoa Joe is the odd man out of this match. I'm sorry. I mean, he's the Ring of Honor TV champion. You could have put him into a better feud, and you give him this garbage.
Your words.
You know, I'm going to say this. You already know who's going to win.
These two guys have a pure hit there. You can tell. Yeah. These two guys, definitely you can tell if you watch Collision, have a pure hatred for each other. They've got a long history. Punk won with a roll-up, which doesn't sit well with Joe.
Yeah.
I feel like this match is where CM Punk's going to get that definitive victory over Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
With a GTS instead of just a little roll-up. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Well, at least, like I said before,
But yeah, I got
yes, it's
CM
the
Punk
real.
retaining the real world.
Yeah, it's the real world's champion, and Jack Tunney is going to put a spot on it so nobody can see into the world of professional wrestling.
Right?
I'm sorry. I like CM Punk, but I never saw somebody get babied in a company like he does.
I get that.
If you don't want my opinion as a wrestling fan, if you do not want to wrestle, don't wrestle. Don't waste your time to fans that are spending their money because you have an ego like you're the best in the world. You want that's by a moniker you're the best in the world, but you haven't proved it to anybody that you could be a top-notch guy. And that's the way I see Punk. Samoa Joe is a great talent. I mean, hell, he started Twisted Metal.
Oh?
Yeah, he's that what is that? Sweet Tooth. Nah. I hope Sweet Tooth gets more respect that he doesn't get in the
Oh,
wrestling
yeah,
world.
yeah. Right.
Ooh, Eddie, calm down, because I hate when I am so sorry, but I just get tired of people praising Punk when the guy don't respect the wrestling business.
Fair. All right. Hey. Hey. There we go. Let's move on, shall we? I'm a big CM Punk fan and always will be, so.
Oh, I'm a Punk fan too. It just 2 titles. I feel like it's like the WCW and the NWO.
Yeah, I get that. All right. We'll move on to the semi-main. You got the Acclaimed and not daddy ass,
Nope.
badass Billy Gunn going up against the House of Black for the AEW World Trios Championship.
Okay,
With Julia Hart in the corner, of course.
First of all, I have to do this before I make my prediction. We gotta do our scissors. Yeah, scissor me, yeah. The story's been laid out. The story's been laid out. Billy Gunn retired for 2 weeks. Left his boots. The House of Black has been dominant. Billy Gunn, who knows how long he can do this, but I mean, hell, he looks great in that poster. Yeah, I mean, damn, that guy looks amazing for his age. I got to go with the Acclaim and BA Billy Gunn.
Yeah, I feel like I have to agree with you because these two teams have faced each other twice already, and the Acclaim came up just short. I mean, like you mentioned, Billy Gunn took off the boots, retired afterwards for a few weeks. I just feel like it's got to lead to that. That has to be the finish of this match. It's got to be the Acclaimed and Billy walking out as the new trios champions. I don't see how the House of Black can retain it again. What would be the point in having Billy come back just to lose right away again?
Yeah.
So, besides, the Acclaimed are so over and Billy with the crowd. Why not give them the straps?
Yeah.
Not to say that the House of Black doesn't get quite the ovation at times too.
What I think,
but this would be the best option to take the titles.
What I think the AEW Trios titles go on the Acclaim. And then the House of Black goes to Ring of Honor and takes it off of the Mogul Embassy.
There you go. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Take it from Bishop Khan and Brian Cage and
yeah. I would love to see Brody King just demolish Brian Cage. I mean, I love Brian Cage and Mogul Embassy, but man, that would be a horse fight right there.
Yeah.
And then Chris Nana runs away when he sees Julia Hart.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to of course, the All In London main event. You got Adam Cole, baby, going one-on-one with MJF for the AEW World Championship. Apparently, betting odds are saying MJF retains. However, I'm going to take this one first. I feel like not only are we going to see Adam Cole turn on MJF in some way, shape, or form, but Adam Cole is going to walk out of London, out of Wembley, the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Baby.
That's my prediction.
And you know what? I'm going right behind you. Adam Cole, baby, and yes, he
MJF will never see it coming, and he'll never trust another person again. But
yeah, Adam Cole. Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, I see Adam Cole winning, thanks to the help of Roddy Strong.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I do have a prediction.
Get the kingdom reforming.
Yep, and I have a prediction. We will see twice the kangaroo kick in this match.
Yeah.
We will see it in the tag match against Aussie Open, and we will see it, at the main event of that match.
Huh. Be nice.
MJ been wanting to do that.
It's definitely a different
side. For 2 weeks.
I know, right? He's been trying so hard. Adam keeps telling him no. Then when he goes for it, something happens.
Yeah, but I gotta say,
gets pulled out of the ring or whatever.
Yeah. But I gotta say, AEW has did a wonderful job on this storyline.
Yeah, it has been very entertaining. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I don't know what Outback Steakhouse has to do with Aussie Open, but
got Adam Cole.
I mean, it is what it is.
Right? It was definitely interesting for sure. So yeah, that's what we got for All In. As we mentioned at the top of the show, it's been a heartbreaking week for pro wrestling fans, us included. First on Wednesday, losing Terry Funk, who we knew coming. He'd been having some health issues. Apparently had dementia for the last couple of years. Other things as well. But then to find out Thursday night that we lost a gentle giant, if you will, in ways, gentle soul. I've seen nothing but great stories about Wyndham Rotunda. aka Bray Wyatt. It's, I would say, probably the hardest, for me at least, hardest pill to swallow, so as to speak. Hardest wrestler to lose since we lost Eddie Guerrero. It's the easiest way to compare things, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great. Only being 36, I feel like Eddie was right around the same age, maybe a little bit older.
Yeah.
Certain things are not fair in this world, and that is definitely one of them, to take guys that young that have so much to live for, not only just wrestling wise, but Bray leaves behind, of course, JoJo and 4 children as well. So, which just makes it even harder. And those 4 kids are going to grow up without their dad.
Yeah. When you lose somebody, it's always hard. I mean, not knowing them personally, but when you know, like Terry Funk, God, what he lived up to his moniker, middle-aged and crazy. I mean, he was doing the Attitude Era when he teamed up with Mick Foley as Cassick Jack, and one of the funniest thing I ever saw wrestle do, where it was a woman's stocking on their head, and calls himself Chainsaw Charlie. I mean, what a great talent he was. I mean, yeah. Bray Wyatt, I loved him more as Bray Wyatt than Husky Harris.
Right?
Bray was he was an innovator. He was an architect. That man made you feel like I went to a wrestling match with friends and I saw the lights. It's like this man knew how to make the crowd fall in love with him. And he did it. When he became the Fiend, he changed his character to a thing, and then when he got released, he came back and became this twisted guy, and who knows what he was going to do with this new version of him. My best part when he did the Fiery Funhouse. I mean, the stuff that he did with that, and the WrestleMania with John Cena, going into, and him and Cena playing like they were the Mega Powers and all that, and then he played Eric Bischoff and Cena was Hollywood Hogan. I mean, then he played Kurt Angle and Cena played himself when he debuted. I mean, the guy was a genius, and my thoughts and prayers go to his family. And he will be missed, but I hope the WWE does him right, that next year they put him into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would definitely say Bray deserves that, whether they do just Bray or the Wyatt family as a whole.
Yeah.
Either which way.
I think Mr. Brody Lee needs to be
especially
there.
Late.
I'm here.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're going to put me on blast, do it right. Secondly, wasn't expecting you to send me a link right away. Usually give me like a couple hours or so. Wasn't expecting it right away. So not my fault.
We were supposed to start at
Third.
6:30.
Third.
No, I'm not
Get
giving
off
you
my back. I'm the future first black TBW World Heavyweight Champion and the destroyer of Ledger Shade, Jacob X. And I'm going to show him how it's done when I get show him how what a real chop is all about. Because guess what I'm doing? I'm going to have a conversation with Mr. D-Lock, and he's going to teach me how to chop. You don't know it yet, only you know it now because you're probably watching this. I want to show Ledger Shade how to really do a chop because he does not know how to chop for shit. You don't. And you didn't catch Rage. What are you doing? Sorry. It just bothered me when you undershoot something, right? Because they have to adjust. And because you're not in position,
Yeah.
It's just really annoying. Like, Ledger Shade, terrible. Do better. And those little girl punchers, I'm gonna no-sell the shit out of that if you don't hit me right. Just saying. Don't be hitting me with those little bitch punches, man. Hit me with a real punch.
Oh my god! So he just gives you that little.
No, he did the little. What the fuck kind of?
Oh my god!
That's too safe. You know, it's one of the safest punches like out there in backyard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Make it look good. Make it look nice. You got to do it straight. I mean, I'm not going to do it now because I'm not going to punch my laptop, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Boom, straight. Like, yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
You don't need training for that. It's easy to do that. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's all right, man. I got you. No, like I said, I think Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family's got to go in. Mr. Brody Lee. I mean, what a great Bray Wyatt will be missed, man. I mean, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, and rest in peace to Bob Barker as well.
Oh,
so, let's just say that, yeah. I mean, he lived a very good life, though. 99 is a great life.
Yeah. My best moment of Bob Barker when he told Chris Jericho to sit down.
I grew up with him, you know what I mean? I grew up with The Price is Right. I watched that all the time growing up. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you guys like me. I always wanted to go in and do The Price is Right. Like it's for $1. I always wanted to do that. I'm like, damn, why didn't no one come to New York?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go on that show. There's a few shows that I wanted to go on. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to go on a couple of them. Like, for instance, there's some shows I'm never going to be able to go on because they're not around no more, like American Gladiators. I always wanted to go on that show. I had the build for it.
I always wanted, and I know it's going to sound really corny, but I always wanted to go on Double Dare.
Fun fact for you. I think a few of my friends were actually on that show. They said it's really good. They love that show a lot.
And Legend of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, not today's new one.
No. Not that crappy one that they have right now. The old school one.
I love that show. That one and Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And
what was the other one that they had back in the day? It was you go in that pyramid. I forgot the name of it. You do like obstacle courses. It was on Nickelodeon.
Oh, you talking about Guts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch that all the time.
Oh my god. I came from school and I said I gotta watch Guts. My grandma's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Fun fact for you, my friend Nick tried out for that show, but he just barely missed it.
Yeah.
He tried it. They have a tryout before they do the actual show. I think there's like hundreds of kids that try out for that, like every episode, and they have certain kids down there that they pick. They pick out of like 20,000 kids. They only pick like 1,000 for the whole season. So,
okay. So, what American Gladiator are you talking about? The original or the one that?
Yeah, the original. Not the original.
Or the
Hogan one.
Hulk Hogan destroyed.
Yeah, I wasn't old enough for the original. That was in the 90s. I was only like 9 or 10.
Yeah,
so,
I was
So I had to try out for the new one. So
I
wanted
even
to try out
watched. I
'cause I was
even watched.
heavy.
I even watched the show that you remember that. I don't know if you guys remember it. That storyline when WCW was being attacked by the ninjas or whatever the hell that show was.
Yeah. Oh, let me turn this back on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And then they had the stupid. By the way, speaking of gimmicks like that didn't work, how about that Glacier gimmick, huh?
Glacier still has that all that thing. He said it's like $20,000. They never took it back. I'm like, well, what are you gonna do with it?
Oh, also recently, like before I came on here, I watched Maven's video that he made about the unwritten rules of wrestling.
Don't eliminate. Did he put don't eliminate the Undertaker?
No, he said there's an unwritten rule and he thinks this is the reason he got fired. And he said there's a rule that you're supposed to you always go and try to improve your craft.
Yeah, don't do it with Tough Enough.
Yeah, before every show, they have an opportunity for you to go there and try to improve. So if you have new moves and stuff you want to try, he would never do that.
Okay, so let's all agree that our favorite match is not Melina versus Alicia Fox.
Like any Alicia Fox match is
Agreed.
garbage. So.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, well, we're gonna ask you, Buster. What is your favorite Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt moment?
Oh, I have quite a few Bray Wyatt matches that I like. A heavy inspiration for a lot of my tag team wrestling style, and a lot of, I like brawlers. I'm a big brawler guy. Now the Terry Funk was before my time, so I don't know a lot about Terry. Like, not about him, but I know of him because his legend and his legacy gets spread like wildfire. Everyone knows who he is. I know of him, and I have seen a few matches, but as far as his like death matches and stuff, never watched any of those. Always wanted to though. But Bray Wyatt, I have quite a few matches of his that I really enjoy. His entire feud with the Shield was amazing. The Wyatt family versus the Shield, awesome. His match with Daniel Bryan was pretty good. We're not even going to talk about his return. It could have been better, but I'm hoping a lot of people are pushing for Bo Dallas to come and carry on the legacy as Uncle Howdy, which, as long as it's not Uncle Howdy, you know what I mean? Yeah. If he just comes as Bo Dallas, just retire the gimmick in general, Uncle Howdy, and just leave it. It's like when your favorite basketball player retires, you know what I mean? They retire the jersey. I think they should just get rid of the Uncle Howdy thing now with Bray being gone and everything. I think they should just ditch it. It's like, look, no more Uncle Howdy, no more Firefly Funhouse. Just retire the Funhouse, retire all the animals, retire Uncle Howdy. Just hang it up and be like, look, never again. Let's put it in its own little area. Bo Dallas, just be Bo Dallas, and not Bo Wyatt or Bray Dallas or anything like that. Just regular, plain Jane old Bo Dallas. Give it a shot.
Yeah,
because his legacy.
Do with what they did with Chavo Guerrero when Eddie passed.
Yeah, just be Bo Dallas. I hope the thing is with Bo, right? This is my problem with Bray too when he was around. Was the booking was just up and down, up and down, up and down. With Bo, his booking was so bad, it's like just laughable. This is their chance. If they want to do something, this is a chance to do it. A big chance. So they have a huge opportunity here to really do something with Bo Dallas. Because I know how much Bray meant to him. So obviously it's his brother, for Christ's sake. Like, let him, when he wants to come back, just let him come back as Bo Dallas. And I don't know, maybe at the Rumble.
I thought it would have been nice if he came back last night as Uncle Howdy to say his farewell.
Mm-hmm.
To say his farewell.
I mean, eventually, I think they're going to do the whole. They're going to retire the Uncle Howdy thing, but they just need to not do what they did with Doink the Clown.
Yeah,
Just
nobody,
completely.
nobody wants Steve Lombardo, the Brooklyn Brawler, Doink the Clown.
I mean, but we all know who the original Doink the Clown was. That's Matt Bourne. So,
oh yeah,
when Matt Bourne passed away, which I have my theory, well, not even theory. At this point, it's pretty much factual because that thing he calls a wife pretty much killed him. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna leave that alone.
You must have watched the documentary.
Yeah, dude, the way she said it, dude, the way she said it really just made me like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, the way she was saying things just did not sound viable. And it's like, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just say you messed up. You saw him OD and you didn't do anything. Which is the same as pretty much killing him. But anyway, back on point to what I was saying. All right, go ahead. My bad. I went on this random tangent for no reason.
No, you're fine.
Guess that's why I'm nicknamed the Brian Pillman, I guess. I got the hair. Which this is going to be gone next time you see me.
That's why I call Tangent Chat. Oh.
I did say to Tony last time we did this, I said, holy shit, when did we get our very own loose cannon?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So lately, let's see. I've been called the Jim Cornette podcast. Now I'm being called the Brian Pillman podcast. What the hell?
Hey. At least you're not being called the Paul Heyman.
I mean, he's got one of the greatest creative minds that there is out there.
Oh, yeah.
He is a huge inspiration on my booking and a huge inspiration on my decisions that I do for a lot of the e-feds that I do. Really? The ice cream man?
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, I forgot to change my thing.
So, yeah. Kev gave his. So, like Kev, I didn't really see a whole lot of Terry Funk's death matches from back in the day. I've seen a little bit of his stuff from his ECW days. The most thing I remember Terry Funk most for was his run in WWE as Chainsaw Charlie, and then seeing Terry Funk afterwards. Who can forget the dumpster match that they had, Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie versus the New Age Outlaws at WrestleMania, winning the tag team titles there.
We're just going to skip his entire WCW run and just pretend that didn't happen.
Right.
That WCW run was bad.
Hey, it was interesting to see the clip from WCW when Terry used the branding iron and set it on fire while he was going against Cactus Jack in that match too. So trying to burn Cactus. One of the last things that I think people will always remember Terry Funk for was getting involved in the Mankind Undertaker Hell in a Cell match. Honestly.
Yeah. With
seeing him going out there to check on Mick and then choke slam out of his boots from the Undertaker. How can you not think of that moment?
Oh my God!
Not one of his greatest moments, but I still feel like it's something that will live on in people's memories forever and ever. When you think of Terry Funk or think of that Hell in a Cell match. So.
The other one I remember of Terry Funk, ECW, when him and Mick were in a match and the fans all threw chairs in the ring and Terry Funk, like he does, think he got hit.
Oh, yes.
The only thing you see him get, like he falls down an archway, and I never saw him that's in his 60s that could do a perfect moonsault like he did.
Right? He did do great moonsaults too.
Oh my God!
You wouldn't think would be possible.
I always thought when he was in WWE, when he was in that Royal Rumble match with Mick Foley, how much he got over the top rope, and he was like a rubber band that just stuck to everything before Mick eliminated him. It's like, dude, it's like, that's the one when Austin won it and went to wrestle The Rock at WrestleMania 15. It was like, I mean, this man was in the ring and he's bouncing off and he's having Mick hit him with a chair, and it's like, dude, concussion, But yeah, what a great talent,
Right?
but what a great talent, and Bolt will be missed. I mean, yeah, what a rough time for the wrestling world.
And it was also crushing to see the day that it happened during Booker T's podcast. And I think Booker T's reaction to it is everybody's reaction. He's just stunned into silence.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much everyone's reaction, and that sucked. That one hit me. Like I say, there are 3 deaths that ever really hit me, and one of them is I'm very open with. And that first one was Chester Bennington. His really hit me right here in the chest. That one stabbed me pretty deep. And it's very relatable to me too, because I suffer from depression as well. And the other one was Eddie Guerrero and Robin Williams. And of course, this one, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I think the one that really hit me
This makes sense.
I think the one that hit me was
that's for Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt did, yeah. That one hit me, and the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, we lost a lot of wrestlers this year. A lot.
Who doesn't love the Sheiky baby?
I'm gonna miss his freaking crazy little tweets that he always said.
Yeah. You jabroni and all the shit he said about Hulk Hogan and doing some provocative stuff to him. It's like,
he's up there sitting in Bray Wyatt's chair still bitching about Hulk Hogan. Fuck you, Hulk Hogan.
That's cool.
He's sitting in Bray's chair, man. With freaking Harper standing above him, just and Bray's looking around like, the hell? And he's just over here like, fuck you, Hogan. How he is. He hated Hogan, man.
But that Brody's up there with open arms.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah, as mentioned, Funk there. Of course, Bray Wyatt. You mentioned the Wyatt family versus the Shield. Can't go wrong with any matches that those 2 teams had. Thank you, KSI. Watch out if someone called Big Shagger comes in your chat and he is a troll, just warning you. Okay. Yeah, where was I? The Wyatt family and the Shield, huge.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. But also, when you think back to just regular Bray Wyatt from back in those days, it was, you could look at Bray Wyatt and John Cena's first feud rivalry that they had. Think of, I was watching it just the other night on WWE Network when they posted on there, those children that Bray Wyatt had come out to sing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. It was in the steel cage. That is such a memorable moment. And I'm not even paying any attention to those. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't even be reading those because they're nothing to do with any of this chat. But just seeing that, and then to see the actual steel cage match that Bray and Cena had, and the one kid that came out right towards the end, at the end of that match, pretty much, and stopped Cena in his tracks, started singing that with like a demon voice, if you will. Just stuff like that you will never forget, and that's stuff that just came from the mind of Bray Wyatt, from the mind of Wyndham Rotunda. It's something that he came up with, and yes, it was supposed to make you feel like he was turning the kids in a way, but you just know the way he actually was with those kids behind the scenes was definitely a whole different level, and you could tell that there was a connection there, in my opinion.
It was something special.
It just shows the kind of guy that Bray Wyatt was.
Once in a generation talent, man. So I think it would definitely be justified for him to go in the Hall of Fame, not because of what he's done, but what he could have done. You know, because a lot of people, even veterans, say the same thing that I've said, you know, one of the greatest creative minds. So one of the greatest creative minds of all time, you know. I mean, even backed by Dusty Rhodes himself, you know.
I'm going to use a Seth Rollins word that he always calls himself. Bray Wyatt was a visionary.
Yes. That is very true.
So what what predictions did y'all do already?
We already did all of them for All In.
Wow. Oh well, damn! I missed
that. Was our first part of the show.
Yeah.
if you want to put any predictions out there, go for it.
Nah. I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun teasing the WWE marks that are in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Making them dance like little puppets.
I know, right?
See how I missed most of the damn show?
But this is the main, honestly, yes, that was the main part of coming on here, but more importantly, just remembering Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, I feel like took over the existence, if you will, or the reasoning for this show. So
yeah,
gives us
rest in peace, Bray. Rest in peace, Bray and Terry Funk, man. Those two never gonna be another hardcore icon like Terry Funk, man. Even John Moxley said one of the big reasons why he got into wrestling was because Terry Funk. So oh yeah. My light too.
Right.
Yeah. I wish I had something that we could do like live. It'd be great.
And the way that they ended SmackDown last night, having the Fiend's first opponent, Finn Balor, go up against Bray Wyatt's final opponent in LA Knight as well, was a perfect decision in my opinion.
Last night. That's crazy. I didn't notice that last night.
Yeah.
And I loved LA Knight's promo that he did, the Bray Wyatt run.
Right.
I mean, that was pretty cool.
I was waiting for someone to do a Uranagi or a Sister Abigail. That's what I was waiting for.
And I also love what he said about the Miz, and he changed his voice.
I feel like then maybe they'll have Bo do it. But I just don't feel like they'll probably be okay with just anybody doing it otherwise right now.
Yeah.
Because Bo, as Uncle Howdy, has used it as well. So.
Yeah. But like I mentioned before, I think they should just retire it. That's just me. Hang up the jersey. And the Ravens game is on right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm missing Collision, but I don't care, honestly.
Yeah, who watches that?
Because Collision was pre-taped anyways tonight, so.
Yeah. Who watches an episode of WCW
Collision on right now, but.
And we're losing right now 14-10.
Pre-recorded.
It's the preseason anyway, so I don't really pay much attention to the preseason, but it is what it is. I still keep tabs on the team.
To get back to more of our tributes there. Bray Wyatt. A couple other rivalries that you really think of when you think of Bray Wyatt, in my opinion, is the one that he had with Randy Orton.
Yes.
Including their match that they had inside the Wyatt compound. Of course, you can't go without mentioning the WrestleMania match they had after Wyatt won the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. That feud, that rivalry, in my opinion, was probably one of the best put together rivalries that they ever had. Orton and Wyatt, having Orton join the Wyatt family and eventually turning on.
Let's also not forget his NXT run too. Like his NXT run was pretty good too.
It was.
I mean, a lot of people don't really talk about how his NXT run went, but if you really go back and watch some of his NXT stuff, a lot of the stuff that he did a few years before he passed kind of passed on to that. If you think about it, he kind of took it with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, when he started in NXT, he was Husky Harris, and then all of a sudden he
got completely repackaged.
Yeah. But I think I know she's gonna miss him. Alexa Bliss. He basically helped her career because at the time she was going flat, and with her going to that twisted side of her, Bray did a lot of work to help her, and I know she did a message about how much she loved working with him, and yeah, I mean, and I also remember the match he had with Braun Strowman at the compound. He had another one with Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's for sure. It's just so many things that you can look at and mention and bring up.
My fault if I look a little bit sidetracked. My my results came in from my eFed, so I was reading it at the same time. My fault. My bad for that one.
No good.
Yeah.
I was reading the results.
The other one you were talking about, Tony, with Randy Orton, it was during the Thunderdome era when he had that Infernal match.
Oh, yeah. Even you go to that, where Randy lit Bray on fire, even though it was actually a dummy, but still, when you got Bray Wyatt returning during the Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton match, I was actually referring to the rivalry they had before that, even.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I have to get going, unfortunately. So I'm getting a call, and I have to actually get
Bray first won the WWE title
started. So I will see y'all next time.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, they had some great moments. I mean, he was a talent. I mean, like you said about it with Terry Funk.
Yeah, he was.
Man, I wish I saw them Texas that matches with him and Mick Foley. They would have been like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were. Why you gotta be?
Oh yeah. Now we don't know what they're gonna do Monday night because it was a SmackDown. I wonder if WWE is gonna do a tribute to him on Monday night.
I would hope they would with the people that weren't able to make it to SmackDown, but
yeah,
I'm assuming they'll probably do at least start the show with the 10 bell salute again.
Yeah,
it's hard to say for certain, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's. I actually was playing WWE 2K this year's one, and you know that's the last time that we'll have Bray Wyatt in the game. I mean, he'll still be in the game because WWE, but man, the new entrances there and that song. I actually changed my ringtone to the Bray Wyatt theme song.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, long live the two greatest talents of two different decades.
Oh yeah, I mean Terry Funk wrestled over 50 years as well. They mentioned so.
Yeah,
not very many people you can say were able to reinvent themselves enough to stick around for 50 years in pro wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, 50 years of being middle-aged and crazy.
It's definitely once in a lifetime. Both of them more.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. All right. I mean, there's so many other feuds that both those guys have had. I mean, Bray Wyatt alone, the rivalries with The Undertaker, brief rivalry with CM Punk before Punk left in 2014. So many others. Of course, the different matches with Finn Balor that they mentioned, where we got the Fiend versus Finn Balor, but we also seen the Demon versus Bray Wyatt at one point. Never did we get to see, as Cole mentioned, the Demon versus the Fiend, unfortunately. But
that would have been pretty cool.
Those were, yeah, it would have.
And on Terry Funk's side, you gotta.
The only way you'll ever see that though now is if you make it happen in your own video game. So.
Yep, definitely. And they don't even have the Fiend on there. I mean, they have the Fiend, but they don't have the Demon Balor in there. I don't know why, but they don't. Yeah. And with Terry Funk, you got to go with
Maybe not.
Terry Funk, the match that he had with Ric Flair. That was some good ones with him and Flair. But the one that I enjoyed, okay, I know it's going to sound weird, but the ones I really enjoyed in the WCW era of Terry Funk was him and Norman Smiley.
Really? It was interesting. I do remember those vivid. Yeah, somewhat. But
because every time that Terry Funk would hit Norman, he would scream really bad, and I remember one time, and I can't believe I'm going to say this name. They had a match with Norman Smiley and a mystery partner going up against Terry Funk, and it was Ralph.
Ralph.
Yeah. Chris Jericho's bodyguard when he was trying to feud with Goldberg.
Yeah. Yep.
I
remember him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we lost a lot, man.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, one thing that is very nice that did happen that has been brought up is the fact that last time we seen Bray Wyatt on screen was him being in there with his brother. Him and Bo, it's Uncle Howdy, of course, taking out Hit Row was the last time really you seen him live on screen. I think they might have did one other Firefly Funhouse episode leading towards a match with him and Bray, or with Bray and Bobby that was supposed to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But that was the last time he was live on TV. And to think back to that, the thank you Brays that he got from the arena in Canada that night, and him saying you're welcome back to him. It's just him being there with his brother. They're former tag team champions in FCW. It's almost a perfect ending, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, Mike Rotundo, you know, should be very proud of his boys.
Yes. I agree.
I don't want to say this, but I think he should be proud of his boys. They were both world champions. I mean, Bray had more success on the main roster. You know, Bo Dallas was the man in NXT. I mean, look at the accomplishments. Both guys had championships where they were. I mean, their dad was a former tag team champion with DiBiase, and I think he won some titles in NWA. I'm not really sure.
Yep. I'm not positive either.
With the Varsity Club.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn, I gotta stop knowing wrestling. I actually know the names of his groups back in the 80s. Wow.
Right.
You can see how much I know my wrestling knowledge if I know the Varsity Club from the National Wrestling Alliance.
That's all good.
I know. I'm going to say this right now. Maybe I am the Bobby Heenan of when I come on here because I'm not a broadcast journalist, but maybe I should call myself Eddie the Brain Jankowski. It will work.
There you go. It works, man. It works.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a great weekend of wrestling and more to come next week.
Yep. Because next Saturday, of course, you got Payback, WWE Payback. Next Sunday, All Out. At some point, we'll figure out when to exactly do our prediction shows for those. But
is it okay?
I'm not prepared to mention anything.
Is it okay we do it Friday?
I think I got to close on Friday. So
okay.
We'll get back
whatever
to you.
You feel. Yeah, whatever you feel, man. I got your back.
I might have to do Thursday.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever works for you, my man.
Yeah. I can let you know. I'll post it on social media in the next day or two, probably as well.
Yeah.
started off a little differently. We're gonna make things a little differently here today as well.
Yeah, and I always have fun doing this.
Once I get what I'm looking for here.
This is pretty cool. I always have fun doing this.
I'm glad you do. I do as well.
Yeah, thank you.
The chat section was a little
cool.
loopy there for a couple minutes.
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I said the chat section got a little bit crazy for a few minutes there, but
well, it's the world of professional.
He was streaming us.
It's the world of professional wrestling. We thank all of you in the chats for listening to us, because sometimes we go out the rail, but hey, we are the next generation.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. We're not the new generation like in WWE in the 90s, but we are the generation that will give you our best, and if it's not our best, we don't care.
Exactly. You can just kiss our asses, pretty much.
Yeah. Yes. Because we're better than you, and we know it.
Baby.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
we're the Adam Cole and MJF of this live stream.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't make their money, but we try to do what we have to.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, I know.
I wish. I'd take half of what they make.
Oh my God, I know, right?
Yeah. But anyway, I always enjoy having you on too, Eddie. I'll let you know what's going on.
Thank you.
We'll figure out from there. I'll talk with John too, see if he's available when he's available.
Yeah. And I also think, and I know
that,
John,
I think this is where
I know John could be watching, and I also thank him for inviting me onto this to meet you and everybody else, and all that. But yeah, I have fun. I actually told people every time, I said, "Oh, if you want to see me, I'm on a live stream that we talk about wrestling. If you don't like wrestling, all right, but you can see this beautiful face every time."
Nice. Well, thank you. I appreciate you getting it out there anyway.
Oh, of course. I told people, I said, you want the best to know about wrestling? You come to the best. Yeah. Take that, Wrestle Talk.
Oh, well, thanks. Right?
I watched them, guys. They're funny, but I'm like,
well, yeah, thanks to John, too.
I don't want to know about a guy that calls himself Saturday. I'm like, yes, we know it's Saturday because I just came from work.
Right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, thank you for you being on here, Kevin,
no
for
problem, man.
his little while. Everybody in the chat. But this is how we're going to end this show today.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.